Recently, I travelled to the UAE and visited 4 theme parks for the first time. In episode 1, we visited Motion Gate Dubai. Be sure to check out that vlog if you haven't yet. And this week, for episode 2, we are heading to Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi. It's time to ride the fastest coaster in the world. Let's go. Good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's doing fantastic, and welcome to part 2 of this UAE Dubai Abu Dhabi series that we are doing here. If you haven't watched part 1, which was at Motion Gate in Dubai, you will find that link somewhere on the screen. And today, for part 2, we are here in Abu Dhabi, in Yas Island. We're here at Ferrari World. I am so excited to be here. There are some beast roller coasters here to do. Including, of course, the fastest roller coaster in the world, Formula Rossa. I felt all cool and calm and collected about it, but I'm starting to get a little bit nervous now. I've seen it outside. This place is just massive. You can see the kind of red dome for Ferrari World. It feels like miles away. And we've just seen it testing. It looks really great. We've also got Mission Ferrari, the ride that seemed to have taken a best part of a decade to open. I understand that isn't going to be opening here until around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so hopefully we managed to get on it. But yeah, we're here. Ferrari World feels quite surreal. So we've got about 10-15 minutes till the park opens, so let's head inside. Ferrari World, can't quite believe I'm here. Okay, so we are in Ferrari World. Still quite surreal here. It is so big in here, so much bigger than I thought. This entrance area's kind of got some F1 cars. It's got some classic cars. It's got an information point, sell fast passes, photo pickup. There's even some customised merch place. But yeah, first thoughts are, this place is huge. There's only one place we're heading to first. Okay, here we are. Formula Rossa. This is the most hyped coaster of the trip by far. Can't actually quite believe I'm standing in front of it. We have done the world's tallest, and that was a bit of a letdown. Kingda car, didn't enjoy it that much, but will the world's fastest deliver this time round? I can't wait to go in it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous. I actually am nervous. I've done so many coasters now all over the world. And there's something about this one, 149 point something miles per hour in, I think, just under 5 seconds. Let's go get it done. Gonna feel like an F1 driver, I guess. Formula Rossa, let's go. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I'm actually sweating. I was outside for about what felt like less than a minute, but I think it was more due to the nerves. What an experience that was. Oh my god, I don't know how to put it into words. Get in and the trains are massive. And I forgot it was only a lap bar as well. I don't know why I seem to think it was over the shoulder, but lap bar is obviously better. And you kind of roll out of the station and you just see what looks like miles of track in front of you, and then a steep hill. And the nerves I felt coming out of there, and you're just staring at these little traffic lights And it doesn't waste your time, which I was quite pleased with, because it doesn't waste time. Once you kind of roll out of the station, you stop and then the lights go very quickly, and then when they drop, oh my God, that launch, it is so aggressive. One of the things I didn't like about King of the Car was it never felt aggressive on that launch. You know, going upwards was crazy and coming down was crazy, but the launch was a huge letdown for me. On that thing, it was like, it went off, and it went off very quickly, and about halfway through you think, okay, like this is fast, but is this going to be another disappointment? And then suddenly, it just feels like it just goes another gear again. And you are just so, I can't explain it, but I had my mouth open, I thought I was going to swallow my lips, honestly. Like, that thing, as I said, just right before you hit that hill, it just feels like you're going at something that just doesn't feel like a safe speed for a roller coaster. It's incredible. The rest of the ride is also great. Like, don't get me wrong, it's kind of just winding. There's a couple of little bits of airtime on it as well. You're still actually going really, really fast. I think it's just because of the initial launch that the rest of it feels almost like slow. It's not, like you're still going around these corners and you can still feel the forces, but I think your body has just taken such a crazy amount of force on that launch that the rest of it felt like perfectly fine. Just kind of felt like a nice winding round trip around Abu Dhabi. If you're thinking objectively as a coaster overall, does it hit my top 10? Who knows? But as an experience of just doing something that fast, it's going to make me ask some questions. I'm going to need a breather and a drink now, I think, before we go and do some more. Sadly today we have been spotted by one coaster, and it was probably, I don't know, second or third most hyped to me on this whole trip, and that is Flying Aces. It is undergoing maintenance right now, so it's going to be closed, and they seem to think it's going to be closed for at least another month. So, you know, even though we're staying in Dubai, it's not like we can come back and do it again. So, just going to have to give Flying Aces a miss this trip. Real shame. Very hyped to see it, but sometimes that just happens. I'm not going to cry.
I'm hopeful. Yes, I am hopeful for today.
Right, our second coaster of the day is going to be Turbo Track. This looks a bit wild, this one. It's got a spike coming out of the top of the building. Great. I can see from the vehicles, it looks like you can choose to face forwards for the launch or backwards for the launch. I'm 100% hoping I can choose, and I'm not just given, because I definitely want to be forward facing. This looks a little bit wild, this one. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know whether this is going to be mega intense or mega floaty. Only one way to find out, I guess. Okay, so Turbo Track done. It was alright actually. It was quite good fun. There's not much to it. It doesn't feel like the snappiest of launches, although when you you go into that first kind of bump, there it goes. You can just about make it out, I think. Yeah, so you kind of zoom off, and then I think it really starts to pick up speed as you go over that first bump and up that hill, and it's high. Like, as you kind of come hurtling up to the top, you can see right out over the building. You can see the new SeaWorld Park. It's very high, but you only get a split second and a bit of floater before you're coming back down. It's nothing outrageous, but it's unusual. It's unlike anything I've done, especially obviously coming hurtling out of the top of a building like that. I've never done anything close to that before. Luckily, I was able to choose whether I wanted to face forward or face backwards during the launch. I chose forwards, obviously. I'm sure it's a little bit more thrilling going backwards over that bump and up that hill, but I haven't got the stomach for it. So, yeah, Turbo Track, it's ticked off. This is definitely my favourite area here in Ferrari World. Heavily themed, looks really pretty, like the streets of Italy. You've got some shop fronts there, you've got some nice drops of theming. Some of the theming is moving around. Yeah, it just looks really, really nice and atmospheric in this park. It's not a heavily themed park, it's not trying to be, but definitely my favourite area. I think that would be pretty obvious given it's one of the only themed areas of the park, but I think it looks really nice. Right, so up next we have got the Fiorano GT Challenge Racing Coasters. I think this is like the dual racing coaster that they've got that goes outside. So I hear this is more of aimed at families, but looks quite good to me. Looks like it's got a few launches and so on. So let's go and see what it's all about. I love this little area down here. It's got like all the little Ferraris we can get in and take some photos. It's a good touch. There's obviously a lot of Ferrari here. They don't miss a trick. Looking at the queue, it doesn't look like they are dueling today. It looks like just there's one train on the track. There is no queue for this. It looks like we're going to walk pretty much straight on, but that's a shame because I think it would look really cool going side by side and racing the other cars, but looking like only one, it's going to be yellow. Let's do this. Okay, so just come off of GT Challenge, I think it's called. Yeah, as I said earlier, there was only one train going, so we didn't get the racing aspect, which was a shame. But coaster itself, it's all right. It was nothing amazing. It, for some reason, just has no banked turns. I think it has one sort of semi-banked turn, so the rest of it is just completely straight. So you are just going into every corner, just absolutely nailing it dead straight. So it's an odd sensation. It can make it just slightly rough, but no, it's good fun. Some of the launches are decent enough. It's a good family thrill coaster. That I'm gonna have to think about where that one sits. It's certainly not near the top. I don't think it's worthy of the bottom, that's for sure. I'll let you know by the end of the day where my current rankings are. Right, it is now just gone 2 PM. Mission Ferrari has opened. I'm excited for this one. Never done this ride type. It's certainly been years in the making, I think, for the park and the manufacturer to get it ready. So I'm very, very excited to see what it's all about. All I know is that I think the movement's going to be quite crazy. I'm not sure if it's going to be able to tilt and do anything like that. I genuinely have no idea what is happening except on that bit of track on the outside. So let's go see what Mission Ferrari is all about. What is it, like a decade in the making? Let's go. Oh my God, that was not anything like how I was expecting. That was actually fantastic. What an ambitious, like very, very ambitious. Like you can see why they've had problems, right? There was just so much packed into one ride. Like you come out, you come out the station, like it is slow. I don't think that they're allowed to send another train or car, it's a car, going until the other one kind of comes into the station for unload. So it is very, very slow ops-wise, but you get into like these massive Ferrari vehicles, and as you move out, get into this like dark ride section. Some screens as well. The screens aren't world-class quality, and the whole way around you're kind of being attacked. I didn't see much of the story in the queue line, so I'm not 100% sure what happened. It's cool, like there's onboard audio and it's in English, so I understood what was happening. It was like, right, Ferrari, go. And you launch, it is quite a snappy launch into this outdoor section, which is fun. And then you go into like this big dome room, big dome screen.
Get ready, everyone! It's time for Bobby to unnecessarily mention Universal Orlando in his vlogs again.
Kind of reminds me of the scene of Fast and Furious Supercharged. Because we were front row, I could see there was no end to the track, so I guess something was going to happen. And it was like a tilt track, so you kind of tilted forward a little bit, and it vibrated whilst you were being attacked. And then it tilted backwards, and I was like, oh no. Oh no. And before you know it, we just dropped backwards, which was fun. I've said this so many times, but I hate backwards. And it dropped, and that was okay, but what I didn't realise was it goes upside down backwards. And it was so intense, especially for me. Like I literally had my eyes closed. It was like pretzel loop type intenseness, like my brain just shuts down. So you come out of that, and then finally, for the final surprise, you kind of hit the brakes. There's more show scenes and excellent built practical sets in there. And then they've just thrown in this sideways bit. You just fall sideways. That bit was a little bit rough, I'm not gonna lie, but it was clever because you're just not expecting it. You're kind of watching all this action going on, and then the coaster just throws itself off to the side. It was an absolutely crazy coaster experience. That is outstanding. It's incredibly ambitious. Really, really enjoyable ride. Right, it is time for our final available cred of the day, and that is, I think it's called Junior Rossa, which is obviously, in Formula Rossa, it's just a little bit too big for you. You've got this one. It looks great, like they made an effort with the trains there, also little Ferrari cars. The land looks great, they've sort of painted the floor, all the benches look cool. It's a kiddie cred, I'm not expecting any fireworks, but let's go get it. So that was decent family fun. It's good fun. It's a good way. This park has got some quite big rides, and it's that nice little area there for families. You've got a play area, and you've got a couple of flat rides, little drop tower for the kids. So there's something, at least here, if you're not into thrill rides, you can do a coaster. So yeah, that's it. Now, for all the coasters in the park that I could ride today, we've only really got about 30-40 minutes left, because we only had around 4 and a bit hours in this park because we're heading over to Warner Brothers. So we're going to miss some of the dark rides, which is a shame because I know some of them are supposed to be really good. But coasters was always going to be the priority. we started a few hours ago. Sadly, it was just a quick visit to Ferrari World. We have missed some of the dark rides, some of the flat rides, and there were some other experiences there. But yeah, overall, Ferrari World, great place. It's not really a theme park as such. It's definitely more of an indoor amusement park, but there are a great variety of coasters here. Unusual coasters that I've never done before. Mission Ferrari absolutely blew me away with how ambitious it was. It was a crazy roller coaster. Obviously, Formula Rossa is just pure aggression, all about that launch. Amazing ride. And then you had some others there as well. A turbo track, different. You had more of a family thrill ride in the GT racing coaster. So a great variety of rides here. And I have heard that the dark rides, some of the dark rides are really great too. So sad to miss those, but hopefully we'll be back one day. Anyway, that's going to do it from part 2 of this trip. We are now heading over to Warner Brothers, a few more dark rides and a few more bits like that. A bit more theming, I think, going to be happening in that place. So that will be on part 3. Thank you so much to anyone who has watched this. It means the world. If you don't subscribe and you'd like to subscribe, the button's right there. It would mean the world to me. And obviously all the other bits, thumbs up, comments, and all that lovely stuff. It means the world. But yeah, look out for part 3. Watch part 1 if you haven't yet. But yeah, that's going to do it. So, right, so being the absolutely outstanding vlogger that I am, I missed an entire section this day of my UAE coaster rank. Honestly, I am useless. So, I'm going to put it in the end right now. Here is my coaster ranking of the UAE coasters so far. Before this video ends, I want to give a huge shout out to my friend John, who lives out in UAE with his family. He works at Ferrari World and Warner Brothers. He gave us a guided tour around the park, gave us lots of facts around the place. So good to see him. I just want to give a huge thank you to that. So now we can end the video.